Hello everyone, it's Dianne at Minerva. I hope you're all doing really well this week. And today I'm excited to share with you the new range of summer patterns by Simplicity. There are some really fun makes here, a few really easy ones so that you can get on with enjoying the sunshine. There are dresses, shorts, tops, and of course I've included a vintage pattern as well. So I'm sure there's something for everyone here. Don't forget you can get all of these patterns here at Minerva, along with all the fabrics and notions that you require. So don't forget to have a browse, use our wonderful search bar to find exactly what you need, and you'll have the perfect wardrobe for your summer. So I'm going to jump straight in and start with the first pattern. So first up it's 3128, and this one is by Mimi G Style. So it's a missus dress, it's a mini or a midi length, and as you can see from the pictures it's a really fun dress. So depending on whether you make the mini version, which looks great for daytime wear or maybe going to the beach, the longer line version looks really elegant in a more simple fabric. So if you think about your fabric choices, depending on what you want this dress for, you can really change up the look. I love it in this gingham right here. I think that's really cute. So I will include a few fabrics of ours just to give you a little bit of inspiration if you're looking for a gingham in a fun colour. So what we have is a button down front. We have lovely gathers to the bust just here. There is a neck tie which is enclosed in the neck facing, so that ties at the back, and also we have some darts. So it's a really easy pattern, one that you can have a go at with limited sewing ability really. I think the button placket is probably the main bit of difficulty on this one. Sizing is 8 to 16 and then an 18 to 26. And for fabrics we're looking at a cotton, a lightweight denim, but I also think a viscose challis would work really well in this. So if you're wanting to go for a nice bold print, that might be something that you go for, and you'll have that lovely flowing look to your garment. So a really fun dress to get you started. Next up we have a blouse. So this is pattern number 3134. So this is a ruffle, a button front blouse. It has a beautiful selection of details here. So as well as that ruffle, we have the sleeve variations. So we have sleeveless, short sleeve, puff sleeve, and of course long sleeve. So depending on your fabric choice again and the sleeve that you go for, this is one that you can make again and again, and the look can be completely different. So if you go for a sleeveless version in that lovely crisp stripe, that looks really fresh and fun for the summer. Or then maybe a floral, change up the sleeve. And of course this can see you through the seasons. Go for a long sleeve version in a plain fabric, so lots of options. It also has a lovely loose fit and a shaped hem. Now the sizing on this is 6 to 14 and then 16 to 24, and this is average ability. So you'll need a few more skills to make this one, but I think it's really worth the effort. Now with regards to fabrics, we can go for a linen, a poplin, a chambray, maybe a taffeta if you're looking for something a little bit special, and a lovely cotton stripe of course works really well with this. So the perfect blouse to see you through the seasons. Next up we have 3137, and it's these really smart shorts or trousers. Now with this one of course, this doesn't have to be just a pattern for the summer. So for the summer months of course you've got that shorts pattern. But then the trousers, I think depending on your fabric, will take you through all of the seasons. So we have those lovely pleat details, a faced waist, side front pockets and a zip fly. So I really love the pleating detail on this, and paired with little vests and maybe that blouse from the previous pattern, these will really see you through the summer in a stylish way. So if you want these for workwear, or maybe just smart casual, they're perfect, but then you can make the shorts to go with little tops for taking away on holidays or just days out through the summer. So it's a really versatile one, this one. Now for fabrics, you can go for a linen or a cotton blend. Of course, a twill would also work well with it being a trouser or shorts. If If you want something cool, go for a lightweight cotton or linen, of course. And then if you want this pattern to take you through to the autumn, you can go for the heavier twill or denim fabrics. A lightweight denim would work really well with this. Sizing is 4 to 12 and then 14 to 22, and it's an average ability pattern. Don't forget that all those fabrics are available on our wonderful website. So if you're looking for a twill fabric, maybe a lightweight denim, don't forget to check the boxes on the side of the search. So you can search by colour, pattern, fabric, and of course check the dressmaking box as well. So depending on whether you're making craft projects or dressmaking projects, that all helps to narrow down the fabrics so that you'll get exactly what you want. If you're looking for the perfect summer skirt, here we have 3139. So this is a high waist pleated skirt in length variations. So depending on what length you like, there's something for everyone here. We also have a belt with this one. So it has side pockets and a zip closure. So I think it looks really smart, and depending on the colours and print you choose, this could really change up your look. So I really love this one in this lovely emerald green variation with the belt. And I thought if you made a top to match, this could look like a dress, but then you could also wear it as separate. So I really love that version. But also you could use a fun floral print, or maybe a stripe, or again a gingham or something like that. But as you're making pleats, you might want to tone down the busyness. That's why I feel that the plain one really works well. Sizing is 6 to 14 and then 16 to 24, and this one is of average ability. Again, I think this is because of the pleats in this one. So overall it's not a difficult make, but you do have all that pleating to get right. With regards to fabric, you could go for a poplin, a cotton, or a linen blend. And don't forget, you can search our selection of buckles and fasteners to just finish off your project perfectly. Another Mimi G pattern for our next choice. So this one is 3140 and it's an asymmetric top and pull-on skirt. So this one is purely for knit stretch fabrics only. That lovely asymmetric top has gathers to the shoulder, and then it crosses over at the neck here, so we have that asymmetric neckline. We also have 3/4 length sleeves, and it is just a nice short length. Then we have a pull-on skirt, a mermaid style skirt with an elasticated waist. So lots of fun features. It looks really stylish, but I think this one would also be really comfy to wear, even though we've got those fun details going on. Sizing is 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26, and this is an easy make. So although it looks quite tricky, it's perfect for a beginner. As I said, fabric choices do need to be knit stretch fabrics. So you could go for a jersey, a sweater knit, or maybe a bamboo. Now, if you're looking for a budget friendly pattern, this next one is just perfect, because here we have tops, shorts and trousers all in one pattern. So we have these two lovely little tops for the summer. One is sleeveless and one has short sleeves, and they feature a scalloped hem at the bottom. And then the trousers or pants and shorts have the scalloped edge at the waistline. Now, all of these feature store-bought piping, so we have a selection of piping in a variety of colours if you want to search for that to go with your perfect fabric choice. And the trousers and shorts feature an invisible zip. So I think this one is perfect for building a summer wardrobe, as we have all the patterns in one for everything that you'll need. So depending on how you mix these up, or maybe make them in fabrics to match, this could really change up the look of this particular pattern. If you're interested in the houndstooth look, I will link some fabrics in, because I think that really looks nice with the contrasting piping in the red. So you could have a play around with your textures, colours and piping choices just to make it look a little bit different. Sizing is 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26, and this is an average ability pattern. Fabrics, you could go for a crepe, a poplin, a sateen or a cotton blend. If a pretty blouse is what you're looking for, then this next one, 3135, is just a perfect choice. So this is a wrap top or wrap blouse with side ties, a collar and a choice of sleeve variations. So here we have the puff sleeves on A and B, and then C has the long bishop sleeve variation. So something to take you through the cooler months with that longer sleeve. But I do like those statement sleeves on the other versions. So as I said, it has a collar, so there is some detail involved. I think it works well in the plain and the floral fabrics. The blouse itself is fitted through the bust, so there is some shaping there. With regards to fabrics, go for a poplin, a linen, a cotton blend, or maybe a chambray. Sizing is 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26. And this is an average ability pattern. For my next choice, we have this lovely smart blazer and skort. So it's pattern number 3142, and this pattern is really size inclusive, and I think the overall look gives a really smart finish. So we have this oversized blazer with a notch collar. It has 2-piece sleeves, length variations and a back bend. So it's a nice loose fit. And I love it in these pastel colours. They look really pretty. And paired as a suit like that, it gives a really nice finish. So maybe you're thinking that a skort is not for you. Well, if you look at the images right here, you can see that the jacket is long enough, it hides the bottom. You can maybe brave to go a little shorter with your skirt length, but as it's shorts underneath that, it helps you feel more secure. So during the summer, when you want to wear something like this and expose more of your leg, but you have the security of it being actually shorts underneath. So I think that is a really fun feature of this particular pattern, and it works really well with the blazer. So the skort has an asymmetric front, waist darts and a side zip. With regards to fabric, you could go for a gabardine or maybe a twill or a crepe fabric. Again, I will add in a few options that I've seen that work really well with these cover images right here. So the sizing for this one is 10 to 18, 20 to 28, and then 30 to 38. And it's an average ability pattern. Maybe you need some summer PJs. This next pattern, 3143, has a nice selection to choose from, because here we have the robe or shirt. I think it's more of a shirt robe myself. Then we have shorts and then trousers or pants. Now, this has a really nice detail in that it ties, it has a collar, a drop shoulder and a yoke back with box pleats. And then the shorts or trousers have an elasticated waist and side pockets, so they just pull on. So really comfy. But as with all sort of PJ patterns, I feel depending on what fabrics you could choose, you could make these as loungewear, or maybe for going out of the house. If you made them in a chambray or something like that, you can really change them up, and they don't have to be just PJs. They can just be really comfy trousers or shorts. So I think that's something we always have to think about with PJ patterns. The formality of it can rely solely on your fabric choices. The sizing is XS to XXL, and it's an average ability pattern. So you could go for a crepe, a lawn, or maybe even a chalet for this particular pattern. So a really nice pair of summer PJs. Finally, I've chosen one of the vintage patterns. So this is 3152, and this is the perfect little summer top, and it's just so easy. So it's perfect for a beginner, but it can really make an impact because we have these wonderful images to choose from. We can either make it with the large sash to tie. This would go really well with the pleated skirt that I shared earlier, or maybe a small pair of shorts in a matching fabric. With that tie sash, it would look like a little play suit. So you could make it in something really special for evening wear, or go for one of the other examples for day wear. So we can make the top with or without straps. So we can make the halter neck top or just the plain strapless version. So although it's a vintage pattern, depending on how you make it, it could look really up to date and modern. So I think this is a really fun pattern, and with all these vintage patterns, it is an authentic reproduction. You get extra cutting layouts and extra sizing information, and I know a lot of people love to collect these vintage reproduction patterns. They're a really fun addition to your pattern collection. So each view has a zipper side seam closing, and there is also a gap, so the side seam stop 2 inches below the bottom of the top, so that's giving it a little bit of wiggle room there, I suppose. But some really lovely details, and again, you can really play around with the fabrics. Go for a satin, a rayon, a cotton, a silk, or maybe a chambray, depending on what kind of look you're going for. Sizing is 6 to 14 or 16 to 24, and it's an easy pattern. Well, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at these latest patterns by Simplicity today. I think there is a really good choice. I'm sure you've found something that you will love to make for your summer wardrobe. Don't forget, we have everything here that you need at Minerva. You can take a look at the Minerva Craft Club to get 10% off all your orders for a whole year. And of course, create an online account with us. It's all completely free. Share your makes and gain some inspiration. We can, of course, use our search engine down the side by ticking all the boxes to get the perfect fabric and find exactly what you need. So I'm sure you found something that you love today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with more sewing inspiration for you. Bye for now.